wanted to introduce the next speaker. I was trying to think of a walk-up song, and so I was thinking walk-up song, and I'm thinking those Loretta Lynn songs like "You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man," and she would kill me. So I'm like, no, never mind. So we did Helen Redding, "I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar." Cause boy, I've heard this lady roar a few times, and I would be where I am today without it. You got to hear my story tomorrow night, and my story is all about going through the ups and the downs, and whenever you go through the hardest, roughest moments in your life, you've got to have somebody there to push you along the way, right? And that's what this lady's been. She's been my backbone, and she's everything. And the Ages First wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her. So let's give it up for my wife, Rebecca White.
Good morning. I fighted with this stuck right in my throat, so bear with my boys. I actually completely lost my voice a couple of days ago, which was very exciting, but he was proud of that. My name is Becky, and I'll just tell you a little bit about myself.
Sure.
I teach high school, so I've been a high school teacher for many, many years. I did teach high school English for most of those years. I met Darren 40 years ago. So, yeah, because we've been married 37 years, way back. So, 4 years there. So, I do know him better than anybody in this world. So, yeah. So, nobody knows him better than I do. Darren wanted me to speak about being the spouse of an insurance entrepreneur. It's so much fun. That's sarcasm. No, I'm just teasing. No, I'm so proud of him. He's the type of person, because he was a teacher and a wrestling coach for 25 years. He puts everything into whatever he does. Always. Always. He never gives less than 100%. He puts everything. He wants anything he does to be a success. In his wrestling programs, he had the most successful wrestling programs in the state. People would be on a waiting list to get into his tournaments because he made them so successful. That's just the type of person he is. When he goes for something, he goes all in for something. So that's who you're getting in Darren. Just letting you know for that. Anybody who knows him can tell you the same thing. When Darren first started, we were both teaching. Of course, he's coaching. How many years ago? 7 years ago. He just, as I don't know how many of you know, teachers, especially being married teachers, you make enough to get by and pay your bills, and there's not a lot extra, sometimes never. And so he wanted to do something to supplement his income and just to be more. So that's what started him in this. And he saw this online or on the internet and said, I can do this. And I said, go for it. I never thought it would turn into this ever, because I was just resigned, I'll just teach the rest of my life. We'll both retire, may not have any retirement, but we will retire from teaching. And I'm glad he did this. He put everything into this. When he actually decided to retire from teaching and coaching, it was scary. I'm not going to lie. It was so scary because, at least with his teaching, you have this monthly salary. Not very much, because he said, Becky, I can make my monthly salary in 2 days. And I said, yeah, but you got to make that monthly salary too, But I never told him no, ever. I never said, you're not quitting your job. You are not doing this. And because the two words I was thinking about whenever he asked me to talk about being a spouse was support and adaptability. So there's two words I came up with, because I am 100% behind him. He's always made sure, yes, do I get stressed? Yes. Most of the time, he doesn't know that. And I know he gets stressed. I can see it, but he doesn't tell me everything of all of the underlying things. But he's always been able to make it work, always. So that's just one thing with support. So I learned the word support whenever he actually quit his job and knew there was no turning back. And then a year later, I mean, he's going strong and everything's going great. And a year later, he gets sick. And he'll tell you all this. I'm not going to go into those details. And it was hard. And it was, I mean, I never was one to be, I'm not ever wanting to be in the nursing field or anything like that and too squeamish. But I became his biggest supporter because I'm taking care of him. And whenever he was at his lowest low or his highest high, I'm there, and I'm not ever going to discourage him or say anything negative. He's all about positivity. He'll tell me every day, surround yourself with positive people. Or he will tell you that. Life's too short to be around negative people. If you're around negative people, find somebody who can uplift you, somebody who can be positive. And so that's what I was for him, positive. Because it was hard. He went from being up, doing all of this stuff, where he couldn't do anything for months. And we made things work. We worked. He still worked. And I was on him up. I wasn't a negative. I'm saying, honey, you're going to do this. You've got to work. You're going to do this. You can't get down. You can't give up. You have to do this. And we work up. God is on our side. We believe God, but first, God first. And He took care of everything. We never missed a meal. We never missed doing anything. True. So during all those hard months, which he'll talk about in his story, but support, no matter what, you've got to be a supportive spouse, or hopefully you have a supportive spouse. Some of you may not, but that's one of my keywords, is support and adaptability. I've always believed in Gil. Through highs, lows, and the queens, always. He is the greatest man I know. He truly is. Like I said, we've been 40 years together, married 37, and there's nobody I want to do like with. He is the greatest man I know. He's the hardest worker I know. He works 24/7 sometimes. I mean, I'll go to bed and I don't know if he's ever gone to bed. And before he'll say, I think I got an hour of sleep. And then he'll say, why do you get up so early? Because I'm a 4:30 in the morning person. That's just me. I'm a morning person. But then the next word was adaptability, because of adapting to our situation. He never gave up. I never gave up on him. I adapted to the situation, and we turned things around. He turned things around to make sure that everything was going to be good. Don't give up. I want to read Colin as the English teacher course. I want to read this for you. Found this one. This is John Greenleaf Whittier. Some of you probably know him. This one is Don't Quit, and it fits that time that we went through. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is strange with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure comes about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell just how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. For all the sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are deeds it might have been. That's just awesome. That fits our life. I could get that. Yeah, he didn't quit. He didn't give up. I wasn't going to let him give up. He'll tell you that. We went too far, done too many things. He's made it too far to quit, and he will not quit. whenever we're talking about adaptability, and I told somebody yesterday that I was talking to, that I believe that the words that you speak are your strongest tools. Okay, they can be the strongest tools or your most powerful weapons. And teaching school, of course, I see this every single day. That's why you surround yourself with positive things. We don't speak negative things. I don't even let my students say, Miss Lai, I think I'm getting sick. I feel like a tickle in my throat. I'm like, no, don't say that. You do not ever say that. And they don't. I said, we don't say anything negative in here. And so they learn that, and your power of your words. And I see it every day in these kids, and these kids, somebody will give them compliments. Oh, what a, pretty shirt, or your hair looks nice, or your makeup looks good. One person comes around and knocks them down, and that's all they remember. That's it. They do not remember all the positive. They remember that one negative that sticks in their brain. One negative thing. You can have 100 positive things, and one thing negative happens, or one negative comment, and that's what you remember. And that's kind of sad, but I see it every day. So surround yourself with positivity. Try to think positive things. Try not to even say negative things. You might think them, but your words are your powerful tool. So focus on the positive. Yes, there will be negative. Everything's not going to be great, but focus on the positive. Try to only say the positive. Think negative if you want, but once those words comes out, that's what you're going to believe. So powerful words. The next thing, I tell my kids this. I'll say, okay, what you speak means something. Try to speak light, positive. Don't speak doubt and discouraging. Surround yourself with positive people. And to my husband, I want to say, just remember that through all the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, that I am your number one supporter. Number one. Nobody else on this team will ever be a bigger supporter than I am. God is in control, and I've always got your back. And I'm going to read one more poem for you. This is See It Through. When you're up against in trouble, meet it squarely, face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem futile, but with troubles you're beset. But remember, you're facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but all still fighting. Don't give up, whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. You are the future.